I'm very happy to be here once again in Sacred Heart College, Thevara. And this time as part of your Faculty Enhancement Program. In my tenure as the provincial in the last 4 years, this is the fourth time I am attending a meeting here and actually speaking to you. First time it was in the COVID times and only the heads of the faculties were there. And all the first 3 appearances actually were initiatives from my part as part of my canonical visitation, official visitation to our institution. So I insisted that I should visit you. But this time I am invited to address you. I'm sure you will have more sessions, especially focusing on the new paradigms in education. I'm not going to give any theoretical presentation here, and as usual, no PowerPoints, only some PowerPoints that I will share with you. Education always stands for transformation. And I would like to just see it as a synonym for transformation. So what I am going to speak today only about transformation. And maybe from 3 perspectives. Transformation from 3 perspectives. The word transformation, its equivalent in Greek language is metamorphosis. And I know at least some of you are familiar with that. Metamorpheo. No. Morphe is form and meta is beyond. No? One interesting insight I just would like to share with you in the very beginning, from the biblical point of view, since I am a teacher of biblical theology. In St. Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 12, he says, "Do not be conformed to the standards of this passing age, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Any transformation is through the renewal of the mind, renewal of the mindset. Otherwise, there is no transformation is possible. Interesting point is this. The word used by Paul there is Greek word metamorpheo. And in the entire New Testament, only one another place you find this Greek word that is used by the evangelists at the time of the description of the transfiguration of our Lord Jesus at Mount Tabor. So that particular act, so-called act of transfiguration, is depicted by the same word, metamorphe. And what I want to tell, the change that is expected from the human beings is something almost equal to the transfiguration that took place in the life of Jesus. The renewal of the mind. And basic aim of education is nothing but this transformation. And today we are speaking about new paradigms. Actually, what is this newness? Yes. Again, when we speak about newness, there are two words to denote newness in Greek. One is neos. We have the term neonatal, all comes from neos. That is something new in age or period of time. The second word is kainos. Kainos. That is something related to the change in nature. The structure, the nature, that is kainos. So the transformation that is aimed at or through education is this kainos in structure and in nature of persons or the society. And when we think about education, we find transformation as a synonym for that, always. Often I say, especially at schools, at the end of school education, you get a certificate called a TC, TC, transfer certificate. If you want to study in another institution, you need that, TC. But TC also should sound transformation certificate. Not only transfer certificate, but transformation certificate. The transformation that has taken place in the life of an individual through education received from a particular institution. That is transformation certificate. And we know the basic aim of education is this. So today I just want to speak about this word, transformation. And first part of that, how our founding fathers, the CMI visionaries, dreamt about a changed society. We all are familiar with Saint Kuryakos Elias Thevara, I'm sure. I need not speak about his life. I don't know, I have shared it with you. Once I had an opportunity to meet newly appointed teachers at our Rajagiri schools. So when they are appointed, since I am the manager, they will come and meet me. So I just asked one of the teachers, have you got some idea about your management CMIs? Yes, she said, yes. Then I asked her, do you know anything about Saint Kuryakos Elias Thevara? Have you heard of Thevara? Then she said, yes, I have registered in Thevara matrimony. So we have, at least anyway, some idea about Saint Kuryakos Elias Thevara. When our congregation was founded and they started different ministries or apostolates, what they envisioned about the then Kerala society is very important. We know the background. I hope many of you might have been to Kainagari, the birthplace of Saint Kuryakos Elias Thevara, or at least to that locality. In these years, have you been there? Some of you, at least last year? Yeah. Still, we don't have a direct access to the birthplace of Saint Kuryakos Elias Thevara. There is a bridge built by the government, but no approach road. We have to take the boats. Now, more than 200 years ago, what would have been the situation? Just imagine. But a person hailed from that tiny village, had a great dream, a great vision of a changed society or new society. What we mentioned, kainos, structurally new or new in nature. And for that matter, he understood, realized only through transformation of the society that is possible, transformation of the human mindset it is possible. And for that transformation, he and other founding fathers found education as the best means or the only means. So behind all the endeavors of the CMI congregation in the last 193 years, what we find is nothing but this thought on transformation through education. To humanize the humanity, to transform the society, education is the only way. And the so-called Mananam movement in the history of CMI congregation or even in the history of the Kerala church, we find this realization, transformation through education. The first school started by Saint Thevara, you all know. It was a Sanskrit school in 1846 at Mananam. Our congregation was started in 1831. And within few years, they started this apostolate. The Malayalam expression they have used in their early chronicles, Jnana Kurudattam. Jnana Kurudattam. What do you mean by that? Blindness. No, because of the lack of knowledge. They consider it as a blindness. So in order to remove that blindness, they started educational endeavors. Sanskrit school at Mananam, 1846, that was a challenge. We know it was a highly caste-driven society. Sanskrit was considered as the language of the upper class. So why did he dare to start such a school? First and foremost, the great vision to make transformation through inclusion, all inclusiveness. So, I will just speak about that. One of the most important hallmarks of the educational vision. So, 1846 we have the Sanskrit school. Then 1864, the first primary school of our congregation at Mananam. 1855, another English school, another Catholic first English school there at Mananam. Then we have, in continuation of that, our own college, 1944. The first college to be started by the CMIs. And we are in the 80th year of the existence of Sacred Heart College. And we are the CMIs are the first one to start a Catholic English medium school in Kerala, Rajagiri High School, 1964, just 60 years back. I just wanted to tell you, or you know that at least, we today are having more than 800 educational institutions all over India, even outside India. We have schools in Kenya and also a participatory school in Qatar, Doha, by our own province. So around 800 educational institutions starting from primary school to deemed to be university. Only reason these forefathers dreamt about a changed society, a transformed society through education. And today we are continuing that great legacy. So when we speak about new paradigms in education, there is no any new paradigm without considering these attempts in the transformation of the society. And we know when they envisaged education as transformation, at least 4 elements you can find, 4 hallmarks of this education endeavor for transformation. First and foremost, I mentioned all inclusiveness in the Kerala society, all inclusiveness of education, without any discrimination of caste, creed, religion. All should be incorporated into this vision. All should be given admission to these kinds of institutions. And that was the great vision. The society then was divided, discriminated. But Saint Kuriakos Elias Thevara found, the real transformation will be possible only through this enlightenment, with this all-inclusiveness. And in your vision of Sacred Heart College, Thevara, Enlightenment is a key word, enlightenment. Second hallmark is integral liberation. Integral liberation in the CMI vision of education. I don't know, you are familiar with the CMI vision, education policy. There is a statement. In the schools, I ask them, and I visit the schools every year. So this year I could find one teacher came for orientation course with the handbook. So she knew that I would ask this. So CMI vision of education to form leaders who are intellectually competent, spiritually mature, morally upright, psychologically integrated, physically healthy, and socially acceptable, who will champion the cause of justice, truth, love, and peace, and who are open to further growth. So this is the CMI vision of education. At least I think in your website you may find that sometimes. Otherwise, Father, please give it in your website also. CMI vision of education. I know this vision and mission is there. CMI vision of education. So I just wanted to just read out this because the integral liberation envisaged by CMI education is given there. Intellectually, spiritually, morally, psychologically, physically, and socially acceptable. To form leaders like that. This is the CMI vision of integral liberation. Even physical aspect. See, today we speak about midday meal at school, Uchakkanyi. Kerala Charitram കുടിച്ച് മറന്നുപോയ ഒരു ഉച്ചക്കഞ്ഞിയുണ്ട്. That is the ഉച്ചക്കഞ്ഞി midday meal given by Saint Kuriakos Elias Chavara. Have you heard of pidiyari system? A handful of rice. When I asked somewhere this pidiyari, they thought it is something like a Jaya Ari or something like that. Pidiyari, what is that? A handful of rice means they contributed, and to provide midday meal for the students introduced by Saint Kuriakos Elias Chavara. What was the intention behind that? Some students were not coming to the school at those days because they didn't have anything to eat. Anything to eat. So he introduced the system. He gave uniform, at least dress to the students to come to the school. So not merely giving, education, but looking at the overall development, integral liberation of the people. Education through transformation, aims at this integral liberation. Then also holistic development, almost same line, holistic development of the person, not compartmentalized. The three components often we say, head level, heart level, and hand level. All these three dimensions of life are to be nurtured through education. Often when we aim at only intellectual formation, the head level, development is taken place. But heart, to form people with the heart, that is the aim of education. And I am sure the Sacred Heart, I need not speak about heart. Then third is hand level, putting it into practice. So this is what we find in holistic development through education. Saint Kuriakos Elias Chavara and other missionaries aimed at this. And fourth element is humanization. Humanization. That is the most important element of education we all know. Most important element of education. Today we often don't find that stress in educational attempts. The human or humane element is often discarded. These days we were in search of a person before the Wayanad tragedy in Shirur, and we were in search of a person called Arjun, and still we haven't got any idea about him or the laureate. So that made me to write a one-liner like this in those days. Pagalugal iravugal paladu kazhinjittum മൺകൂനകൾക്കടിയിലോ മലയിടുക്കിനുള്ളിലോ മഹാനദി തന്നാഴങ്ങളിലോ മനസ്സിനുള്ളിലോ മനുഷ്യൻ ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന സിഗ്നൽ തേടി അലയുന്നു നമ്മൾ. Yes, very often we forget about the humans or the humane values in us. Humanization is very, very important in education. How better human beings are being transformed through education, that is the question. We may create great scientists, we may create doctors, professionals, but whether we are creating human beings, the question asked by people like Socrates and others, in search of human beings. Education should help us for that. So, the CMI vision of education stood or stands for these values in the field of education, for the transformation of human mind and also transformation of society, to create just and humane society, to uphold the dignity of human person, and also to challenge unjust social structures, to uphold ahimsa, religious harmony, national integration, and so on, to take care of the poor and the marginalized. All these elements we find the transformation aimed by CMI vision of education. So from 1846 onwards, we have been trying for this transformation, or this to put into practice this great vision of CMI education and transformation through that education. 3 elements I would just like to highlight. How do we do that? Reaching out to the families of the students. Thousands of families, to whom we are serving. Often we don't, realize that. This year in the CMI congregation, as part of our bicentennial celebrations in 2031, we have declared as a CMI year of family, child and youth. Family, children and youth, CMI year. So all our institutions related to the CMI congregation also should take it seriously. We are, serving the families through our institution, whether it is educational institution or any hospital, anything. Serving the families. We are caring for the children and we are caring for the youth. See, when we speak about different congregations, religious congregations, there is a word used, charism. That means special emphasis given by them. And see, youth ministry is always associated with the Salesians, Don Bosco fathers, because he was a great patron of youth. So often that is equated with the Salesians. But often I think we, the CMIs, are doing youth ministry, nothing but else, through education. Care for the children. Thousands of children and youth. Every day we are serving them. So reaching out to the families of the students is part of this vision and this transformation. Sharing of their joys and sorrows through a kind of empathetic listening, we are doing that. We are not just imparting knowledge to them. We are listening to them, listening with their heart. And we are sharing their joys and their sorrows. And thus we are making a transformation. So, a familial way of approaching them, These days we make use of so many, or we come across so many family terms, some familial terms, Especially Aliyanda Kada, Elepande, Vitale Una, all these names are given, So a family spirit is there. But what we are aiming at through our educational mission is this sharing of the joys and sorrows of the children, the youth. And thirdly, we are helping them to experience freedom and love. And thus, that transformation makes possible. Experiencing freedom and love. We know these days, what you come across when we meet our students? Two extremes. Often people are in two extremes. Either silence or violence. Either silence or violence. And most of them are in a silent mode. Maybe overuse of mobile phones. Silent mode. People, you don't find much retaliations, or very public agitations these days among the students. A kind of indifference. What we find is a kind of indifference. Nisangata, Yeah. And each one is trying to, be in their shells. That's what we find. The question of freedom, love, such values, often we don't come across. Earlier we used to find in our campuses, we want freedom, Nowadays they don't ask for that. They experience freedom in a different way. Or sometimes, Of course, we need to focus how we can help them to experience real freedom, real love. So, more of an empathetic listening is needed for this transformation. And our educational vision always try to make a synthesis. CMI vision of educational mission aims at a synthesis between spiritual values with the secular. All over the years, what we have been trying to do that. Spiritual values with the secular. I think in your vision itself, it is given, a secular outlook in life. Secular doesn't mean that there is no religion. But being part of a religion, you can have a secular mindset. The understanding of understanding, we say, an expression. Understanding of an understanding. I don't know, I don't remember, since I have addressed you many a time, I have used this example. When I had my theological studies at Pune, one of our professors who taught us a subject called cross-cultural theology. Cross-cultural theology. he gave an example. In those times, Deutsch Mark was the currency in Germany, Mark. So he gave an example. If an Indian student tells you, "Sir, I have got 10 marks," what does it mean? What do you understand? It is 10 marks in the examination. But at the same time, a German student tells you, "Sir, I have got 10 marks." What is his understanding of mark? It is German currency, Deutsch Mark, 10 marks he has got. So if you want to understand what he communicated, you need the understanding of his understanding. That's what he explained. He said, this is culture. Understanding of understanding. And you see, secular outlook means having this understanding of the understanding of other. At our educational mission, what we need is this healthy blending of spiritual values with the secular. And always we have been trying for that. And modernity, another synthesis, modernity with the heritage. Modernity with the heritage. We always look at our legacy with high esteem, our heritage with high esteem. Heritage of our country, heritage of our society, heritage related to our belief system, and having a healthy synthesis of that with modernity. And then technology with the humanism. See, we are in the digital age, no? There are two types of citizens here. You will have a session today, I hope. No? Digital continent, no? In the digital continent, two types of citizens are there. Natives and immigrants, we know. So most of us are immigrants, no? But the modern day children are natives. 2 years back, my nephew's son, that time he was 3.5 years old. So once I just visited my nephew's house, and my father was taking rest there after discharging from the hospital. So my sister was there, and she was just calling my father to have food. And he said, "I don't want food." So this little one, he was just running around there. He heard this, my father telling, "I don't want food." So he just told my sister, his grandmother, "Show him Masha, he will take food." Masha is a cartoon character. So when he was hesitant to take food, his mother or grandmother used to show him Masha. Then he had food. He thought this great grandpa is reluctant to take food. So show him Masha. They are natives of the digital world. And we are serving these cyber souls today. Most of them. They consider themselves as new gen. New gen. That itself is a new term. And what is the opposite of new gen? Paranjan. Yeah, it is. So they consider us as Paranjans. So there is a need of harmony, technology, synthesis of technology with the humanism. And I think always CMI vision of education or the SH vision of education stands for this healthy synthesis. And most important thing, synthesis of self-reliance with the social sensitivity. Self-reliance Of course, education should make us self-reliant in life. സ്വന്തം കാലിൽ നിൽക്കാൻ സഹായിക്കും. But at the same time, we should be concerned about the people around us. The students should have that awareness, social sensitivity, social awareness, and social commitment. And I think in your vision or attributes of Sacred Heart, you have written an expression, as such DNA. As such DNA. All these things, of course, is there in that DNA, but most important thing should be this social sensitivity. And we have the happy blending of self-reliance with social sensitivity in our educational vision. So we have been following this great vision of education, which aims at transformation of the society and the human individuals. And for the last 80 years, Sacred Heart College, the first CMI college, has been at the forefront of the realization of this mission, this vision. 80 years of legacy, not a short span of time as far as collegiate education is concerned in Kerala. And what is the motto of our college? That question I can ask you. The motto of our college, somebody can tell in Latin? Yeah, cor rectum inquirit scientiam. No. That can be written in an acronym, CRIS. CRIS. So you can always connect it with the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ. CRIS. Cor rectum inquirit scientiam. A righteous heart seeks after wisdom. So with that motto, we have been trying to transform the society through education. And you have a special vision, I understand. What is that? Fashioning, enlighten the society through the pursuit of excellence. There is no compromise in that, no. So we have been the agents of transformation. First part of my address is this. We have been agents of transformation in our society, considering education as means of transformation, kainos, newness with a new structure, new nature. Second transformation that is being taken place in the area of education. Transformation of education. We are witnessing to that. Education is going through, or the process of education is going through a transformation. No? Recently we have, by the UN Education Transformation Summits, 2022, there was a summit. There was a follow-up last month, July 11th, no? Worldwide Education Transformation Summit. And what is the transformation that has been taken place in the field of education? As far as India is concerned, we know from the Gurukula system to school system, and today we have a kind of blending of these things. First change, transformation that has taken place in the field of education, what would be that? Your opinion about that? What would be the first or the most important change in the field of education, transformation? Education has become universally accessible. The first change we find today. Universally accessible in two ways. One is beyond any discrimination. Secondly, beyond space and time. Spatio-temporal, no difference. Universally accessible. That's what we are experiencing today. No, through our online learning or such digitalized means of learning, or our today what we speak about credit transfer system. All these things speak about universalization of education. You can sit here and you can attend the course at any part of the world beyond space and time. On the other hand, there is no discrimination today in the name of caste, creed, or religion. Universally accessible. And you find a new ecosystem is created as far as education is created. New ecosystem. One, as what we mentioned, is globalization, universalization. Second important thing is digitalization of education. And as a result, we have a hybrid mode of education today. Maybe mainly a contribution of COVID times. No? Interestingly, you see, in schools, we used to prohibit mobile before the COVID times. Children were not allowed to bring mobile to the schools. No? But after COVID, we find, or during the COVID, no, that is the way the sociologists divide history today, no? BC, DC, and AC, no? Before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. So, during COVID times, we could find the mobile itself becoming school, no? It was a great change. And maybe as a result today, we are having hybrid mode of learning, digital as well as physical presence. That is a great transformation taken place as far as education is concerned. And today it has become more student-centered. Student-centered education. Student-driven, maybe that is the better word, and teacher-facilitated. Maybe in NEP, what do you find that? No? Sometime back we had a DPEP, no? Introduction of DPEP in our school system. And in one Srinivasan film, a definition was given. Daridharaya Pillar enganengilum padichote. No, that was the DPEP. And today, NEP, ningal enganengilum padicho. So, that is not the aim of NEP, we know. It is student-driven and teacher-facilitated learning. So that is a great transformation, and today our system is encouraging that through new education policy. But that change was already there in the education scenario. Student-centered. In our formation of religious and priests, often we speak about the changes that has taken place in the formation field. Earlier, we considered formation as formator-centered. That means, example, molding of clay. So, clay will be molded into jars or, pots and so on. It is not decided by clay. It is decided only by the maker. So the formator-centered formation. Today we speak about formee-centered formation, and it is equated with a planting, no? planting a tree, watering it every day, and the plant imbibes these things and it grows and yield fruits. Almost same thing happening in education also. Not spoon feeding, but we are facilitating. That transformation has taken place. And we speak about today OBE, outcome-based education. We have goals set and we work for that goals. So nothing is happening automatically. No? Outcome-based education. And today education is more focusing or transformed in such a way that it is focusing on employability than employment. That is different, no? Sometimes when we have a degree, we think that we get job. That is employment. But the question is whether you are employable, in the sense the employability you have. Employability comes from three things: attitude, skill, and knowledge. Ask, no? A-S-K. Attitude, skill, and knowledge. Skill and knowledge will give you employment. But employability is basically depends on your attitude. So the education today aims at employability. You are appointed as a teacher here. You have the knowledge. You have the skills to teach pedagogy. But whether you have the right attitude, that is the question. So, the happy synthesis, healthy synthesis of these three things make you a good teacher who is having employability. And today, the transformation in the field of education is aiming at this employability. And whether the question, our education is making us, our children, students, with the capability of more critical and creative thinking. Today we speak about multiple choice, what is it called? You have different choices, no? Multidisciplinary, no? So actually, that makes our students critically thinking, creatively thinking people. So that transformation is the aim of education today. In our times, we studied cow gives us milk, no? Cow gives us milk. These days, children do not know that. They think that Milma gives the milk. No? Yeah. But that times when we studied, we just studied that. We didn't think, no? Did you think ever? Why black-colored cow eating green-colored grass, giving us white-colored milk? I didn't think. Did you think that? The education should help us to think like that, no? Critically and creatively. And today, slowly, education is being transformed to that level, making our students, as we said, contextualized, multiple, intelligent people. We started with the CMI vision of education. This is also CMI, contextualized, multiple, intelligence, CMI. I know you are familiar with the other full forms of CMI, cash making institution. These days I heard something related to Saint Thevara. Thevara matram illa, CMI. Yeah. Good. Very imaginative, no? Yeah. Don't ridicule your fathers after with these things. Yeah. But CMI in this context, contextualized multiple intelligence. Today, this is the transformation that is taken place in education scenario, and you are here to lead that show. I'm just concluding with the third transformation. Third transformation is all about you people as the agents of transformation. And what transformation should take place in us? I just recall the words of St. Paul. Be transformed. Do not be conformed to the standards of this passing age, but be transformed and with the renewal of your mind. We need some renewal as teachers. Now, we call this also refreshment program or refresher program. Transformation in our attitude, transformation in our mindset. So basically, first transformation should be a change from profession to vocation. Consider this as a vocation. Vocation, very often we identify with the vocation to priesthood, religious life, marriage also vocation. But teaching, for first and foremost, is a vocation. All people don't enjoy this vocation. They are not called for this. Consider it as a vocation to transform the lives of so many young minds, transform the society. That is our vocation. Just think, over the last 80 years, Sacred Heart College has played a vital role in transforming the lives of thousands of people, thousands of families, and the society all over the world. No doubt at all. Because many people like you consider it as a vocation. Secondly, there should be a transformation from employee to partner. From employee to partner. Of course, you all are employed here, at least from the legal point of view. But you are partners in our mission. Whether you are in the west part of the college or east part of the college, you are partners in our mission of transforming the society. We consider you as partners. So please don't go to the bursar and ask for the share. No? But partners in this mission. So that transformation, then that kind of ownership, sense of belonging. In the past, I have spoken about ABC. I hope some of you remember. Accountability, belongingness, and commitment. So that sense of belonging, owning my own college, my own second home, that kind of feeling will make you partners in this mission. That transformation should be there. And there should be another transformation. You all are very good at your work, at your profession, no doubt. But we should transform ourselves to great, from good to great. Not best, but great. It is the title. From good to great is the title of a book written by management people. James Collins. From good to great. I think that transformation should take place in us as teachers here. So great is a great word, we know, no? And SH College is having again a great legacy, and you are part of that great legacy today. And you are a group of great potentials, great qualities. How many are there total strength of the staff? 180. I just went through the website and what is given there. 63 of you are having PhD. No? 63 of you are having PhD. It's a great number. Great wealth, no? Great wealth. And we are very good at many rankings. First in the state, arts, commerce, science, by all agencies, we are the first in the state and among the 25 to 40 range in the national level. Not bad. And the NAC accreditation also, we did well. The end result may be very encouraging, but we did well. No? I think I had congratulated you last year also for that. So, we have such great potential. And only question, how do we make use of that to take our institution and our profession from good to great, and as partners of mission of transformation? We need, I need not explain to you, we need great teamwork, group work. I know it is there, otherwise these achievements will not be there. That word team, together everyone achieves more. No? Together everyone achieves more. Individually we can achieve, but as a team we can achieve more. And that should be there. That group work, teamwork. Sociologists speak about 5 different kinds of people in a group. You know that. First group is participants. In any group you can find this group also. Simply participate, and participant certificate you will get. Second category is observers. No, we find in groups, no, they observe what is happening, no, nothing else. Earlier we used to hear Congress observers from High Command, no, yeah. Third category is distractors, problem makers, distractors. Don't think about anyone in your mind. Such people are distractors in this group. I am speaking in a general way. No? Distractors. Fourth category, they say contributors. Contributors. Giving contribution for a particular project by in their own way. And the fifth category is leader. Leaders, not elected leaders. That leadership is a quality. No, to take initiative. മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും നോക്കിക്കണ്ട് ചെയ്യുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. So these 5 types of people are there in every group of the society, every institution, and at the same time these 5 types are there within ourselves, each one of us. Sometimes we are just participants, sometimes we are observers, sometimes we are distractors. No? Sometimes contributors, sometimes leaders. And I think, and my wish and prayer, all of you at Sacred Heart should be contributors and leaders. For that we need teamwork. Together everyone achieves more. Team is there, work also is there. But it should become teamwork. When I did theology, one professor, he was a Malayali, but he was trained in United States. So he he was in charge of a project for us. So he, after coming back straight from the States, he was always using accent, American accent. No? So he said, you will have to do a lot of group work. So people heard Malayalis, especially group work. No? So sometimes I think we misunderstand because of this accent. That's it. That is the problem. No? Group is there, work is there, but sometimes it ends up in group work. No? Yeah. So please, let us focus. What can I contribute to this abode of learning? These days, we are in the fifth generation, 5G, no? As far as communication is concerned. During the last feast of Sacred Heart in our chapel, monastery chapel, I had the opportunity to give the message. That day, I spoke about 5G of Sacred Heart. And today also, I am just concluding my words with the 5Gs, again of Sacred Heart. No, Sacred Heart College. You as academic family here, we all should have these 5Gs in our life. First G, godliness. Godliness. That means that sense of divine in us. I'm not speaking about any particular religion, caste or creed, but sense of divine, godliness. Secondly, second G, genuineness. Genuineness. As teachers, as partners, how genuine is my interest. There is a word, sincerity. And the root of that word is supposed to be from two Latin words, sine plus cere. Cere means wax in Latin. Sine cere means without wax. And what does it mean to sincerity? In carpentry, carpenters fill the holes with wax and polish it. And that hole is breaking is hidden. That work is the basis of this word, sine cere. Sincerity means without wax. Genuineness in life, without wax. As a teacher, in our commitment, in our discharging of duties, let us have this genuineness and a genuine love for this institution and student community. Third G, 3G, gentleness. As teachers, we speak about student-friendly teacher, Gentleness. It is often complained about the teachers, professors, you are having what? Arrogance, Not you, but all category, Intellectual arrogance. Yeah, that kind of arrogance also is there. Intellectual arrogance. So we fail to be gentle in our dealings. Sometimes we are having so many nicknames, Nicknames we do not know. In the Syro Malabar liturgy, the priests pray, കർത്താവേ എനിക്കറിയാവുന്നതും അറിഞ്ഞുകൂടാത്തതുമായ എൻ്റെ പാപങ്ങൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെയാണ്. We do not know what are our names. Most of the names are based on our arrogance, the way we deal with our students, the stubbornness. So let us be gentle in our dealings. Fourth G, generosity. Be generous. We all are good takers of this world. Let us be givers also. It is said it is more blessed to give than receive. And as teachers, we are always people who are giving, but let us give generously. And fifth G, gratitude. Always keep a sense of gratitude. We always expect gratitude from our students. They should be grateful to us. We taught them, but many things are taught by them also. We need to be grateful to them. We need to be grateful to the institution. And if a person is having the sense of gratitude, he or she would really contribute to an institution as a team member, as a partner. So, Sacred Heart College is having more and more dreams to become a university and a place of eminence, I'm sure. Miles to go, but we need to be the agents of that transformation. And you people are having that vocation to be the agents of that transformation. After your tenure here as a teacher or a professor, people will ask you, how was life here at the day of your retirement or after that? Then you will say, കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു. മലയാളി മറുപടി പറയുന്നത് അങ്ങനെ, കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു. എൻ്റെ ഈ പ്രസംഗം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ ടോക്ക് കഴിഞ്ഞ് പുറത്തിറങ്ങുമ്പോഴും കർട്ടസി സേക്കിനെങ്കിലും കുറച്ച് പേര് പറയും, അച്ഛാ കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ, സാറ്റിസ്ഫാക്ടറി, വെരി ഗുഡ്. കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു, that remark should not, you may expect for your career here, teaching career. Students also tell, no, കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു ക്ലാസ്. ബട്ട് ഇൻ മലയാളം കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിനൊരർത്ഥം കൂടിയുണ്ട്, കൊണ്ടില്ല എന്നൊരർത്ഥം. കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു, കൊണ്ടില്ല എന്നൊരർത്ഥം. അച്ഛൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ് കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ കൊണ്ടില്ല എന്നൊരർത്ഥമുണ്ട് എന്നുകൂടി ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കി. Almost in same line, after spending so many years here at Sacred Heart, when people tell you, or you yourself say, കൊള്ളാമായിരുന്നു, no, we should be able to say, or we should be able to hear, kondu. Thank you very much.